Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we're coming in with a classic Spanish recipe, this time from the beautiful region of Andalusia, famously known for their architecture, but most importantly, for having some of the most history in all of Western Europe. We're talking Calugas de Pescado. This dish is basically pieces of cod that you coat in a delicious beer batter and fry in extra virgin olive oil until the fish is golden and crispy. And then you serve the fish next to a simple mayo alioli that takes this to the next level of goodness. Folks, we're talking easy to make, a ton of great flavors, and the best part, done in under 30 minutes. All right, let's just jump right into this. I'm gonna add in 2 cod fillets over some paper towels and pat them completely dry. Size of the fillets that I'm using are 7 ounces, which is 200 grams each. And I am using cod about frozen and thawed out, but you can also use the fresh stuff here, as well as any other type of firm white fish. Then we'll season the cod with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. You wanna make sure to do this on both sides. And then cut each fillet into pieces that are 1/2 inch thick, which is 1.25 centimeters. For the next step, let's start making the batter. I'm going to add in 1 cup of all-purpose flour into a large bowl, which is 120 grams. We'll also add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which is 4 grams. And whisk the dry ingredients together. Then we'll make a well in the middle. Add in 1 cup of ice cold beer, which is 240 milliliters. You want to make sure the beer is nice and cold. That once you add that cool batter into the hot oil, so it gives this batter that light crispy texture. And as for the beer, I'm using a typical Spanish blonde beer, but you can use any beer you like. We'll also add in 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley, which is 5 grams. 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, which is 1 gram. And 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, which is a little over 1/2 gram. Then we'll finely grate in a kiss of lemon zest. You want to make sure to avoid that white pith as it adds a bitter flavor. And season with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a whisk until it's just mixed together. You don't want to overmix your beer batter, otherwise it's going to start developing the gluten and give it a chewy and tough texture. And that's the exact texture you want for your batter. If you see that yours is too thick, add in some more ice cold beer. And vice versa, if it's too thin, add in some more flour. But I tell you, this is a very forgiving batter, meaning even if you don't have it right on the money, you're still going to end up with delicious fried fish. And we'll also add in 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour into a separate bowl, which is 60 grams. Now before we start coating the pieces of fish, let's start heating the oil. I'm going to heat a large fry pan with a medium heat. And add in 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil, which is 120 milliliters. Of course, you can use any oil you like here. It's just extra virgin, so it's typically used in Spain, as it gives this dish a beautiful lift of flavors. Leave where you get the Spanish one I'm using in the description box below. While the oil is heating, let's start coating the pieces of fish. First, we'll go into the all-purpose flour. You want to make sure that each one's fully coated all around. And then we'll add the pieces of fish into the beer batter and gently mix them, once again, until they're evenly coated all around. Then we'll move back to the pan. Once the oil is nice and hot, we'll start adding in the pieces of fish. And you want to make sure to shake off any of the excess batter. You also want to make sure that they're on a single layer and evenly spaced out, so cook this in batches to not overcrowd the pan. And we're going to go for about 3 minutes per side here until the fish is golden and crispy and just cook through. And as you finish each batch, transfer the fried fish into a dish with paper towels. Once all the fish has been fried up, let's make our simple mayo alioli. I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of mayonnaise into a bowl, which is 120 grams. I'm using full fat, but you can also use fat-free or even low fat if you like. We'll also add in 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, which is 5 grams. Finely grate in 1 clove of garlic. As always, if you don't have a grater, you can just finely chop it. Add in 1/2 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 1.25 grams. Squeeze in 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, which is 5 milliliters. And drizzle in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, which is 15 milliliters. Then we'll season with a kiss of sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And give it a whisk until we end up with a beautiful creamy sauce. Then we'll transfer the mayo alioli into a serving dish and decorate the fried fish around it. And check it out, folks, our Calugas de Pescado are done. Easy to make, restaurant quality presentation, and all done in under 30 minutes. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Once again, folks, Calugas de Pescado, this looks insane. Moment of truth. Here we go. It is insane. This right here, for me, probably the best fried fish I've ever had in my life. It is so good. The beer batter has so many flavors to it, with that light crispy texture on the outside. Your fish is nice and flaky. And of course, that mayo alioli rounds out for the perfect balance. Easy to make. Give this a try at home, either as a tapas appetizer, or even as a main course, next to some roasted potatoes and a garden salad. Either way, it's the kind of food that with each bite, it's gonna fill you with so much goodness. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Ronald Kemp, Stephen Riggs, and John Kachanowski. You guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.